New laws take effect on this New Year's Day here in Michigan, among them a 24% wholesale tax on marijuana. The tax is intended to fund road repairs, but cannabis industry advocates say it could undermine the state's marijuana market. 13 Your Side's Peter Elliott joins us now in the newsroom with a breakdown of the law and the impact it'll have. Peter.
Julia, we appear to be at a real inflection point for the recreational marijuana industry here in Michigan. The average retail price for an ounce of flower is at its lowest point in history, just under $60. That is good for consumers, but bad for businesses. Industry advocates have been warning for months that this tax could further harm an industry that is already facing a number of challenges. New year, new law, one that has those in the cannabis industry bracing for impact. Taking effect today, a new 24% wholesale tax on marijuana, which is paid by the retailer to the distributor. One local bud tender we spoke with off camera says there hasn't been a change in pricing just yet, but he expects the tax to eventually be passed along to the customer. Others in the industry fear that higher prices could drive customers to black markets.
It'll make buying cannabis from licensed shops in Michigan there's less incentive to do so.
That's Joshua Covert, the CEO of Meds Cafe in Lowell. Speaking with 13 on Your Side back in November, he says the industry is already being squeezed by oversaturation and a tighter economy.
Some processors and growers are anticipating a downturn and a less profitable 2026, and I've seen some layoffs and people getting reduced hours, etc.
The industry has tried to push back on the tax, advocates arguing the law violates the state's constitution by going against the will of the voters who passed a ballot measure that legalized cannabis in 2018. The tax is expected to bring in $420 million for road improvements, one of the signature campaign pledges made by Governor Gretchen Whitmer. The bill passed by a simple majority vote in the legislature, but marijuana industry advocates argue that a supermajority is required to amend the original ballot initiative.
This was a voter initiative. We put it together as the people of the state of Michigan, and they're essentially circumventing that bill with a new tax.
In December, a judge denied a request for a preliminary injunction. The law is active, as the Michigan Cannabis Industry Association announced it was appealing that decision. The law is just hours old, but it has already been blamed for the industry's struggles. In December, the Michigan marijuana company C3 Industries blamed the looming tax as the reason for closing its cultivation facility in Weberville. That's just outside of Lansing. In the newsroom, I'm Peter Elliott, 13 on Your Side.